It is Mary.
And
Leave a kiss, a like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about Gwendolyn's review of Sister Wives season 1, episode 6 and 7.
Yes.
And we're just going to get right into
Robyn's
it.
wedding.
Yes, Robyn is getting married, and it really has been a mess. But I mean, basically, we're just going to go ahead and talk about the whole wife versus fiance thing, where basically Robyn was saying that, oh, I should have the same privileges as a wife because my courtship was very long. Whose fault is that? My thing is, as a fiance, you do not have the same privileges as a wife. Mm-hmm. Legally, for one, of course, but that's like for monogamy. But two, because you have not been there to help build this man to who he is today. And you also have not endured and suffered. You are actually coming into a very privileged situation where these women have trained this man. And also they have really built up a very nice, cushiony family fund for you to come and steal. So for you to say, oh, you have the same privileges is just ridiculous. And the fact that she tried to invalidate Christine was a mess. Yeah. But I am happy that Mary was like, no, obviously you don't. Like, even though Mary is a pushover. I was happy that she stood up and was like, no, you actually don't.
Because Robyn was becoming really bold. Like
too bold. You know, so I just thought that whole entire thing was really a mess.
Well, because of
and she's like, what's different between what being a fiance and the wife, that I don't get to have sex with him or whatever, because she's like the thing. But I mean, really, basically, the reason why she was feeling like that is because Cody probably had empowered her. I mean, this man had like clothing there.
You were going over there,
bringing the kids
to babysit. You know, and she's looking at, and probably she's counting, okay, he has 3 wives, yet, even at that time, he was spending probably a whole 2 days with her.
Yeah.
But has 3 wives over there. And then, I mean, she says that, okay, well, I moved down here with my whole family. But you're still a fiance, though. But
we also are having to change our whole lives around. You think we wanted you here? Our life was nice and cushy before you came. We were getting into a rhythm. Yeah. But Cody being a man,
probably was having a whole 2 days with him. Now I'm having 1 day with him.
If that, maybe a few hours.
You know. So yeah, I can. Yeah. I mean, she was just, but like you said, he had really empowered her.
I know.
I remember when I was first watching this, the eyes that I was watching it with, I was like, oh, I can see, you know, she's the young wife and all of the other wives are very jealous and all of this stuff. I was thinking to myself, when I was watching it first, do you know this family? But now that we know how it all ended, thus far, it's like, oh wow, yeah, she was really empowered from the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know, and the wives were kind of pushovers, because, well, not even pushovers, because they saw how Christine complained, and how Cody reacted,
right,
and so they weren't gonna try and get that same smoke,
right,
that Christine was getting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it's like he has always been able to just bulldoze them.
Yeah.
And Christine has tried to stand strong, but it's like, am I just going to be miserable forever?
Yeah.
One thing that was noticeable, you know, we kept on saying that Mary was red as a tomato the whole time.
Christine was worse.
She was redder than Mary.
She was way worse. Like, she literally
especially when it came to the
whole wedding thing.
That whole wedding thing, she always seemed very painfully uncomfortable.
I know.
That whole cake tasting thing. Like, and Cody seemed to thrive the more, because she really was the one who looked the most uncomfortable, Christine.
Yeah.
The more hurt she seemed, the more sad she seemed. It felt to me like, yes, I know that they're excited about their wedding, and I understand Robyn being very excited about her wedding and stuff like that. But you say you're coming into this polygamy situation and you want polygamy, but from the very beginning, it was like she was
gunning for monogamy,
distancing herself from the wives. The fact that you went as sister wives to do the whole wedding,
dress shopping.
Intentionally
don't pick a dress.
You intentionally don't pick a dress. Say it's a secret. It wasn't really a secret. You just went to do this with them. However, you were going to let Cody come in anyhow
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that whole
pick
thing was
the
very
dress.
fake.
And it felt like very fake. Like this is
Yeah.
something that she planned. So it was kind of like using the wives
Yeah.
to show Cody that you will always be my best customer. Like my
Whatever the
sister
hell that
wife
means.
relationship will always be much less than my relationship with you. You will be the priority. I'm not prioritizing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could have just from the beginning just been like, I'm gonna go do my dress shopping myself.
Yeah.
But she could have just really just gone with her family, like maybe her mom, her sister, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like to include the wives, and then you think too, well, how much was TLC part of that too? Like wanting the wives to be there to show the drama, also. But it felt to me like Robyn and Cody thrived. They really thrived
Yeah.
and enjoyed, like a little sadistic, right? Really enjoyed seeing these wives uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the more uncomfortable they got,
Yeah.
the more hurt they got. They will all either do one of two things: either laugh in their face, being sensitive, or gaslight, or cry.
Yeah.
And that will be for Robyn. Because when Cody finally reveals that he had gone and he's the one who chose the dress, he was so happy to pompously say this. You see Christine being very hurt by it, but then there's this moment when she's there telling him, I'm going to be better too. And I expect you to be better.
We chose you.
We chose you. And he's also looking at her.
It's all like
I know, Robyn.
it's like who asked
Like
you?
she wanted like the
Attention on her.
She wanted Cody's attention to be removed from that one-on-one thing that he was doing with
Not
Christine.
like he was even in there like that. I mean,
I
feel
mean,
like
he was just looking at her.
I think he was only doing that for the camera.
Yeah, trying to feel sorry for her or whatever.
I know.
And she's all like this, and he's all like that. And Robyn starts crying. I was like who
a
is that
dingbat.
sobbing? Crying in the corner. And then the next clip, you see Mary trying to find, you could see her brain working.
And
trying to find
was
something
like,
to cry about. Trying to find a way how she can get the attention towards her.
Yeah, because Cody was
So
like,
funny.
if anybody has any more requests, then you should do it now. I thought Gwen's reaction was so hilarious. Like, literally, she's like, oh, that's so nice. He picked the dress. And then she was like, and then,
When she
and
sees
then
her mom
Christine was
upset.
like, that's nice, isn't it? That's just fine. And then Gwen's like, oh. It's like, she's like, oh my God, why is she
That
upset?
okay?
And so I just
Yeah.
thought that was so
Yeah,
hilarious.
I just thought it was another manipulative stuff.
Yeah.
For Robyn, like when you look at her now, like knowing how things ended up from the very beginning when she came in, she was gonna use these women to show Cody, demonstrate to Cody that you're my best customer.
I don't think that Christine's reaction was unreasonable.
No,
I
don't
know
think
that
so. Not
Gwen
at all.
said that.
Not at all.
But I feel
Even
like
Janelle was like, that's weird.
Janelle, who showed up to her wedding in a green dress, who is a man in the mind, actually had an issue with Cody
Yeah.
being involved in the wedding dress shopping.
It's weird. Then why did we go? Why did you take us shopping? Why were we even there? You couldn't take your family members.
For me, I do think it's a little odd. Because my thing is, it's kind of like you're kind of unveiling like yourself to your husband. Not unveiling, but it's like
Yes.
you're presenting your, I don't know what's the right word for it, y'all forgive me, but it's kind of like you're surprising him with this, like,
Yes.
with this, you're like
This
unveiling
look,
this
exactly.
wife
Yes.
aesthetic, I guess.
Yes.
Like, you're showing him like this is what you're marrying for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And it's a surprise,
It's like a nice
you know.
little surprise.
It's the day that you want your husband to think of you like as your most beautiful. Like, it's the day that most women want their man to cry or whatever and stuff. So I think it's a very special thing, and I feel like when you go and you show the man the dress, it's like you kind of ruin the surprise. And
But
then you
in
start
a
talking about
sense-
how, oh my God, it's like I saw it in a dream.
Yeah.
But you didn't give not a rat's touche
Yeah.
about like
No.
Christine, Janelle, or Mary. I know you didn't give a damn about Mary, and I felt like the fact that Christine was so respectful coming into like being a wife, she was really respectful.
She's not even gonna have a reception because
She wasn't
she's
going to have a
coming
big
in.
one, and she
Yeah.
actually could afford one because
Yes.
mind you, she actually
parents could
were
afford,
the head
yeah.
of that church.
They
Like
could
they were
afford
royalty,
a really big one.
and they probably would have wanted that because this is their
Exactly,
daughter
exactly.
getting married.
Yeah.
So I mean, she
Or
could
maybe
have,
not because they have so many kids. So it's like,
I guess,
well, if you're not
but
gonna
I
have
mean,
a
I'm
big
sure
one,
they
that's
would have
fine.
liked to
Less
invite
money.
a few people as well, you
Yeah.
know. So it's not like she couldn't afford it, but she was like, you know, I'm going to be respectful. I'm a wife coming into this family.
I know.
Let me remain humble.
Yes.
But Robyn came in there was like, listen, I am the head honcho in charge, and I'm going to get what I want when I want it, whenever I want it, and I'm going to basically bulldoze over everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't give a damn.
Well, I'm sure she learns from her mom.
Yeah,
Who
for
stayed in
sure.
a wonderful honeymoon phase all her marriage.
Yeah.
I wonder how that first wife is doing.
Yeah, and then even Robyn, the way she was acting as if like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I didn't realize that was going to be underneath this much stress. My thing is, Robyn, you are a wife coming in that actually don't give a damn if it's your wedding day. This is a polygamous family. If you think you want to have
That's
some
true.
nice cushy thing, if that where you get to wake up the morning of and have peace, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
want that, you go be a monogamous.
Yes.
But that's not the case.
And then
We
you
have
and then you
18
have
plus
all
kids.
those traditions.
You're coming in. If you really wanted that, you should have dropped your kids off at our house the day before, the
I
nights
know.
before, and you should have brought them.
Yeah.
Do not expect me to come over there and help you when I have 18 plus kids to take care of.
Right.
You have 3. The
Yeah.
fact that you can't handle 3 kids as a single mom all this time, there's something wrong there.
And then you were gonna have your how many days? It was almost
For your
2 weeks
honeymoon?
for your honeymoon.
And you're
And
complaining.
we gotta take care of your kids anyway. I didn't know who Gwen. Did you guys know who was Gwen talking about when she said,
oh
what
my
is
God,
going
that
on?
wasp was about to come and go inside the house.
Yeah, so close the door. But I did not know who was she talking about when she says that.
I don't like how
I don't
Brianna's
like
being
how
touched.
he is touching Brianna. Who was that who was touching Brianna?
I didn't know if it was
And
Cody.
she's like, is it weird or is it just me? And
I don't know who it was, so I
I
can't
have no
say.
idea who it was. But if you guys know who it was, the she was talking, because I kept on trying to stop it. We may have to go back and
watch
it
again. Yeah.
just so I can see. And I think that's what we'll do today. Okay, I want to see who was it who was touching her, because I didn't see Cody was behind her, but he was holding Truly with one hand. I didn't really see his other hand because they were all wearing brown.
Yeah.
So it's hard to see like where his hand began and where, like, and I didn't see any of the young brothers with her. So I
Yeah.
have no idea who it was. You
Yeah.
guys let us know.
But also,
And then we'll discuss it. If it's Cody, then we'll discuss it. About why this Gwen thing is so weird.
but yeah,
She
also,
thinks something.
but I just want to wrap up with these 2 last points.
Yeah.
One, the whole thing about the cake smearing. I think
Oh yeah.
I think it really depends on the type of woman that you are. If you're a woman where you're like, I have gotten dressed up, I've done my makeup, all this stuff for the wedding day, and I've taken my sweet time to like get myself together, and you're gonna come smear like cake in my face,
Yeah.
like against my will.
Yeah.
Then hey, I don't think that should be done. But if you're a woman where you're kind of like, hey, we have this goofy relationship, we mess with each other,
Right.
and we don't mind, then hey, that's fine. But I feel like
Yeah.
because Robyn has trauma from her ex-husband doing it, I just feel like one, he kind of showed how he was going to be in the marriage when he went to smear cake on Robyn's face, like her
Yeah.
ex-husband. Ow!
Yeah. Oh, your hair?
No, my back.
Oh, okay.
But I just felt like, it seemed like Cody was trying to do that, but
Yeah.
she put him in check real quick.
Oh
and he
yeah,
didn't.
the look she gave him. If looks go kill, like, you better not.
But yeah, I mean, all this just to say, I think that, you should not go and smear cake in your wife's face.
I have
'cause
never
it
liked
takes
that
forever.
tradition. I just have
I
never
think
liked
it's
it.
very odd.
I think it just shows a lack of protection.
Especially if she doesn't want it.
Humiliation.
Yeah.
And like she's all fancy. This is my day.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna smear this cake on her face. I'm sorry if I have said don't smear cake on my face, or you smear cake on my face. We're getting annulled that day. Like I am gonna have such a fit.
Yeah.
Probably throw all the cake on you and your family members. Scream, throw the cake, like ring at you, and say it is over. Because if that's how you're gonna start the marriage, imagine how you're gonna be. Because listen, the whole wedding day, that should be the best day. And if it's not the best day, the marriage ain't gonna be that cute either.
Yeah. And
Okay, it's not.
Yeah.
And
And I actually saw somebody on TikTok one day where the groom actually picked up the whole wedding cake and threw it at the bride. The whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not-
3 tiers
yeah.
of cake. He threw
I'm
it at
not
her.
doing that, and
That
I'm not
was
gonna
just
smile
like-
through it after you do that. Especially if I've said no. and you think, oh, this is the moment that I'm going to get, it's going to be over before it starts, and I will have a fit. Like, you try to embarrass me, I will really embarrass you. But not only that, it'll be over. Like, it will be over for sure. Because there's no point in starting, what's the point in starting a marriage?
Yeah.
If on the very first day, you can't even, like, just be kind to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you go out with your friend, and you guys are at a wedding, and she's all dressed up, and the friend is all dressed up, right?
You're not gonna throw a drink in her
cannot
face.
even see any of my friends, and we have this cake smearing me with a cake on my face after I've said I don't want a cake smeared on my face. So why do you guys allow the husband to do that, especially if you've said no? Like and sometimes I've seen these like weddings where you can see that the bride, it really hurts her, but she tries to smile through it, you know, and the guy is laughing. He's dying with laughter. He's laughing like she's the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
He's not laughing with her, he's laughing at her, and his friends are there laughing too. Like, why start a relationship like that?
I know, because it only gets worse.
And then at nighttime, he's expecting a little wedding night. You know? Right there, you're acquiescing. If you're acquiescing on that, I'm telling you, that marriage is not going to be good. It's not. It's always going to be something. He's always going to do something. And yeah, he can apologize until he's blue in the face, but that's just how that's how the marriage is going to be. It's going to be like a Martell thing, apologizing and all of that stuff.
And
It's not worth
typically
it.
in marriage, things don't really get better. I mean, there are some marriages that are like made, like your soulmates, right?
Yeah.
And you make each other better.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's not the case. Usually, when you get married, things kind of sometimes. This is not for everybody. I'm not even saying this is 50% of the general. But I'm just saying sometimes when people get into marriage, they feel like this is my security blanket.
Yeah.
We're legally bound.
Yeah.
Nobody's really going anywhere.
You see-
right? So you get
Yeah.
comfortable. You get more relaxed.
Yeah.
So if you're starting off there, you can't
The
expect
thing
for it to
is-
get
the thing
better.
is, when a marriage starts off badly, it gets worse through the marriage.
Right.
However, if you are starting off well, it should actually get better.
Facts.
It really should. Like, if someone is kind to you from the very beginning, they're going to remain that way and probably continue to be kinder.
Yeah.
But when a marriage starts badly like that, and the guy's already humiliating you, laughing at you, not protecting you,
Yeah.
he will absolutely not do that during the marriage. So you might as well save yourself some time, and I know you spent all the time on that wedding, and just call it off right then and there.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, you guys.
I have never seen anyone do that. That would be something to see. If you guys ever, and what do you guys think about that? Just cut it off and just be like, no, that's it. I am done. Because I have seen that, and you see the bride just there looking like she's humiliated, but she's like, and he will think, I'll get her back. Anyhow,
yes, y'all,
let us know
it
what
is
you
Mary.
think. And
Leave us a like,
share,
subscribe
and comment
down below.